Hola, bienvenidos a Satchel Classes. Tengo en mi dormitorio. Soy Mr. Castrillon and I would like to welcome you to another session with Satchel Classes. And it's a session for year 7s and year 8s. But if you are a year 9, year 10, year 11 student, feel free to join us so you can actually learn or revise some structures. Today's title, Tengo en mi dormitorio. So let's see what we have for today. Hoy vamos a repasar vocabulario relacionado con nuestro dormitorio. Vamos a aprender a decir que tenemos en nuestro dormitorio. Vamos a aprender tengo, tenemos y me gustaría tener. Y finalmente vamos a traducir oraciones. Quite a lot of things to do today, but hopefully by the end of the lesson you're going to have plenty of experience with these structures. The first thing we're going to do today, though, is we're going to practice our pronunciation. Practiquemos nuestra pronunciación. Today's sound is the CH sound. Very common in Spanish, very common in many Latin American countries, particularly because there are some words that are very local, very traditional over there, and that we actually use a lot. So it's good to be familiar with this sound. Let's see some examples. And do repeat after me. Chico, estrecho, pecho, leche, charlar. So I'm going to repeat that again for you, and please do repeat after me. Chico, chico, estrecho, estrecho, pecho, pecho, leche, leche, charlar, charlar. Now then, I'm going to give you about 60 seconds for you to work out the meaning of those different words. 60 seconds. Off you go. And our time is up. Chico means boy. Estrecho means narrow. Pecho means chest. Leche means milk. Charlar means to speak or chat with someone. Let's continue. Our next activity is quite simple. We have a bedroom here where we can see different items or objects. So what I would like you to do is to write down in Spanish as many objects as you can find in this room. For that, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Off you go. And our time is up. Now, I'm going to show you some of the items, not all of them, because of course we won't have as much time. So feel free to come back to the lesson and feel free to add any more items to your own list. Let's start with the first one. Cama. Repeat after me. Cama. And of course, I won't translate it for you because you'll be able to see the relationship between the word and the item. The next one is mesa de noche. Mesa de noche. Look at that CH sound that we saw earlier. Next one, lámpara. Lámpara. Very similar to the word lamp, which is an easy one to remember. Next one, armario. Armario. We have also ventana. Ventana. We also have escritorio. Escritorio. We also have ordenador. Ordenador. And finally, we have silla. Silla. Be very aware of that LL. Together they sound silla. Ya. And finally, we have alfombra. Alfombra. Okay. Now, let's go to our next exercise. We are going to do a reading exercise here, and we are going to fill in the gaps by using the words in the box. Now, of course, these words are the ones that we saw earlier. Escritorio, silla, ordenador, cama, lámpara, armario, mesa de noche, ventana, alfombra. And what we need to do is choose out of those words the right ones that coincide with the numbers that we have in the picture. And we have 5 of those. And we have our reading section. And as you can see, every gap will have a number. So we need to fill in with the words in Spanish in that gap. I'm going to give you 2 minutes for that exercise. Off you go. Time is up. Did you get the right answers? Well, let's have a look. Number 1, cama. Number 2, mesa de noche. Number 3, escritorio. Number 4, ordenador. Number 5, lámpara. Now I'm going to read this out for you. En mi dormitorio tengo una cama. También tengo una mesa de noche. Tengo un escritorio en el que hago mis deberes. Tengo un ordenador muy nuevo. Finalmente, tengo una lámpara sobre la mesa de noche. As you can see, this is a description of a room, and we are using the word tengo quite often. And you will see in the next few slides what that means. I would like you also to have a look at those new structures, such as hago mis deberes. And you might have seen it before, but if you haven't, well, that means I do my homework. We are also using words such as finalmente. Now, they are really important because they give a very good idea of the order of the structure in the paragraph. And feel free to take a picture of this or screenshot it, or even better, come back to the video and write down all these new structures that we are using today because they are very useful when you are doing your actual writing exercises. Let's continue. Now, we have three words here: tengo, tenemos, me gustaría tener. This is basically having things. And then we have these three. Now, tengo means I have, tenemos, we have, and finally, I would like to have, me gustaría tener. Now, notice that these two are in the same color, although this is in black and this is in blue, but the background is the same, meaning that they are both in the same tense, which is present tense. Me gustaría tener is slightly different because this is actually a conditional sentence. And we use it a lot in Spanish to express things in the future. Now, then, what about the negative sections or the negative meaning of those? Well, we have no tengo or no tenemos, no me gustaría tener. Notice where we put the negative word. And we have I don't have, we don't have, and I wouldn't like to have. So when we want to use a negative word, we go with the beginning. No tengo, no tenemos, or no me gustaría tener. Now then, let's translate these sentences into English. Tengo un armario en mi dormitorio. No tengo una lámpara junto a mi cama. Me gustaría tener un ordenador nuevo. Tenemos una alfombra muy antigua en mi casa. Nos gustaría tener un dormitorio para las visitas. Well, here we go. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do this exercise. Off you go. And our time is up. Now then, let's have a look and see what the answers are for these ones. Tengo un armario en mi dormitorio. I have a wardrobe in my room. No tengo una lámpara junto a mi cama. I don't have a lamp next to my bed. Me gustaría tener un ordenador nuevo. I'd like to have a new computer. Tenemos una alfombra muy antigua en mi casa. We have a very old carpet at home. Nos gustaría tener un dormitorio para las visitas. We'd like to have a guest room. How did that go? Keep an eye on those new phrases or words that you have seen on this exercise. That way, you'll improve your level. Now, let's do our GCSE challenge. Well, we're going to translate the following sentences into Spanish. I'm going to give you 3 minutes for that. Off you go. Time is up. How did that go? Now, these are GCC questions or sentences that you will come across with. And of course, there'll be some structures here that you have not seen before. So let's see how did that go. Number one, I have a bedroom. Tengo un dormitorio. By the way, we have other words for dormitorio, so feel free to ask your teacher or just check on Google what other words we use in Spanish to say bedroom. For instance, where I come from, we don't say dormitorio, we say habitación or cuarto. So every country will have a different way to kind of say or name that room. Number two, we have 3 desks at home. Tenemos 3 escritorios en casa. Once again, here, keep an eye on those numbers. Number three, I would like to have a lamp next to my bed. Me gustaría tener una lámpara junto a mi cama. Next to, junto a, is a very important preposition that we need to use over and over again. Number four, I don't have a carpet in my room. No tengo una alfombra en mi dormitorio. And number five, we would like to have a bigger house. No nos gustaría tener una casa más grande. So notice that here we're not saying I wouldn't, but we. And in that case, we will have to say nos instead of me. Well, today we have revised vocabulary related to objects that we have in our rooms. We learned the use, the difference, or to use the difference between tengo, tenemos, and I would like to have. We also have translated sentences into English. And finally, we were able to translate sentences as our GCSE challenge. Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson and we would like you to come back and check more videos. In the meantime, muchos éxitos y hasta muy pronto.